Hi, I'm Rachel. Welcome to Slow Fashion Mom. Today I'll be talking about slow fashion for the home or sustainable home decor. I recently wanted to update a few pieces around my home, and I just challenged myself to think of that the way I think of my clothing now. So for example, do I have something I can already use? Maybe we've got a piece that can just be changed or painted or something, and looking for secondhand options rather than just going out and buying new things. So we live in a small space. We're a family of 4 in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I've recently just been feeling like I wanted to lighten and brighten up the space. My first project was this cabinet or shelf. We use it as a TV stand, and we also keep all our kids' toys that are in the living room in there. My husband and I have owned this since we had our first apartment together. So I think it's at least 10 years old. It was an old shelf from IKEA, and it was black originally. We've moved a lot, so it was really scratched up and just it looked bad. It didn't really match any of our furniture or anything. So I knew I wanted to replace it with a lighter shelf, and it has that kind of glossy wood from IKEA. I didn't think I'd be able to paint it, so I thought maybe I could find a second-hand one. I don't think that's the most sustainable option. Like, the most sustainable thing is just keep what I've got and paint it. I also mentioned we live in an apartment, so I don't have a garage I can drag it out to, so finding a non-toxic and eco-friendly paint was really important because I would be doing the painting in the living room. After doing a bunch of research, I found a few different paints that I found were eco-friendly and non-toxic and that would work on it. So there's milk paint, chalk paint, and mineral paint. I ended up going with chalk paint just because I didn't need a primer or anything. With the milk paint, I knew I needed primer, and I wanted, what was the quickest and easiest to do. I ended up buying, it was supposed to be kind of a light taupey color of chalk paint, painted the whole thing. I ended up buying 2 cabinet doors for it just so I can kind of hide some of the mess that's in there, specifically my son's Lego and some odds and ends. I just wanted more of a cabinet look, so I got a couple doors which were $10 at IKEA and painted them. And the knobs they came with were like really modern looking and polished, and I wanted the cabinet to look old. I just got some kind of vintage looking ceramic knobs from the hardware store and put them on. After I painted the cabinet, I kind of sanded it down a little bit and waxed it to make it look a bit antique-y, and that was it. The color ended up being much lighter than I expected, but I really love it, and I really think it lightens up the room and brightens it up. The second little update I did was our kitchen table chairs. We got our kitchen table and chairs as a set used on Kijiji, and it's a really amazing solid oak table that I love, and it came with these chairs. They're kind of white vinyl underneath, and some of the vinyl was a bit damaged, so the owner threw in these brown slip covers, which, they made the chairs look nice, and they were really convenient with kids. I could just whip them off and throw them in the wash, which was awesome. So they were dark brown, and with the theme of lightening up my space, I thought I could find maybe some new slip covers or make my own. After looking online for that, I think I could have just bought new slip covers. They were about $30 a piece, so it would have been about $120. And I thought, well, I could make my own. That would be an easy project. And I was looking into all these sustainable materials like linen and hemp, and also pricing that out. It came to around $60 to $80 depending on the fabric. So I ended up looking on the IKEA website for fabric, and I don't know how I stumbled across this, but I ended up looking at tablecloths. I found a tablecloth I loved, and I ended up using that to make slip covers. The mix is 55% cotton and 45% linen. Linen is a super sustainable fabric, and definitely conventional cotton's not, but I was impressed with IKEA's stance on this. They have kind of a little blurb on their website that says they're moving towards sustainable cotton, and most of their cotton is either recycled or grown with way less water and pesticides, and the farmers are paid more. So I was okay with that. I'm happy to see a big, huge corporation like IKEA thinking about sustainability in cotton, because that's definitely one of the most polluting Industries, and that cost me $25 to get that big tablecloth that I can make these chair covers with. Again, I love the look. It just brightens up our little place. The last thing I wanted to do is just paint the end tables in our room and the little shelves on my wall. You can see them in the background there. They were just the original wood color. They're IKEA spice racks. I did a video last year about slow fashion for the home when I stuck those up on the wall and made some slip covers for pillows out of my husband's old shirts. I'll link that. But anyway, they were still just the original color. And also in our bedroom, I have some TV tables we're using as nightside tables. They were also just the pine original color. So I wanted to just paint these white and make everything work together better. Again, this was super easy. I just got some white chalk paint, gave them, I think, 1 or 2 coats of paint, sanded it back to look a little antiqued, and that was it. So these were a few projects I've done recently that really made a huge difference in my home to just lighten and brighten things up. I wanted to show you guys my process and what went into it, because I think sometimes when I think of living sustainably, I'm kind of aiming for perfection, and you know, sometimes it's not realistic. For example, the chair covers, spending $80 was not in my budget, but finding a $25 tablecloth, that was. And yeah, I just wanted to show real steps. I think taking progress in the right direction is something to be celebrated, and even being mindful of what you're purchasing and, you know, putting some thought into it beforehand. I think these are all steps in the right direction. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have done some home decor updates in your home, let me know. Or if you have tips about sustainable home decor, I would love to hear about them. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and I'll see you next time.